Good morning, everyone. It's Megan here at Suntwist Acres, and this morning I am picking some strawberries. And I thought, we don't want that one. It's got rot in it. I thought I would do a little video about strawberries and growing strawberries. Heron. And yeah, I wanted to ask this question. Everbearing or June-bearing? Do you grow strawberries? If you do, which ones do you grow? Which ones do you prefer? Our strawberries are everbearing strawberries. Some of you might be asking, like, what's the difference between everbearing strawberries, June-bearing strawberries? I didn't know there was a difference. So June-bearing strawberries are strawberries that produce in June. The most strawberry growers, like big growers, grow June-bearing strawberries. You get a huge amount of strawberries in all at once. You pick them, they're done. Everbearing strawberries, however, will continue to produce all the way, well, for us, these will probably produce all the way into September, depending on what the weather does. Last year they produced into September, but we stopped picking them because we had so many in our freezer. So yeah, that's the difference between June-bearing and everbearing. Now, everbearing strawberries, they say you get about the same amount of strawberries out of both kinds of plants. It's just that with everbearing strawberries, you get them over a certain amount of time. And with June-bearing strawberries, you get them all at once. So if you're growing strawberries for market and you want to make a profit off of them, you're probably better to do June-bearing strawberries. It also frees up that you don't have to pick all the time. You just do the one big pick, you're done, you get your strawberries out to market and sold. Whereas with June-bearing strawberries, personally, I think that they're better for the home grower. Now, we don't sell our strawberries in our farm stand. I don't know, this year, maybe we could because we have so many strawberries here. But we freeze them and I make jam out of them, which I do sell in the farm stand, but we also use them for ourselves personally. So the everbearing works really well for us because we can I would assume that most strawberry growers would keep everything weeded and pick all of your runners because then that encourages your strawberries to grow more actual strawberries. We don't do that, and our strawberries seem to produce really well. They actually seem to like having certain weeds growing around them. The runners, we don't pick our runners. We would probably get a better yield if we did, but we don't. We just kind of let them do their own thing. We go through, when I do clean up the pathways, I just go through and I tuck them in with all of the other strawberries. And sometimes if they do catch and grow, I will clip them off and then they're their own plant. So if you did want to pick a runner, this is what it looks like. I've got like a ton of them here, and they'll grow, and I think I knocked off the little white roots that were growing out of it, but they'll grow roots and they'll sink themselves down into the ground. But if you wanted to save this runner and grow another strawberry out of it, don't let it continue to flower like this. And you can go through and pick these, put them in a little tray, and then you'll have new strawberries to start for next year. You have to care for them all winter. That's why I prefer to just leave them in the ground. And then we also sell them. So we do cut some, but we don't go through and make sure all of the runners are cut off. And we have like huge bounty from these strawberries. Like we get so many. So right now, today, this bucket that I showed you, this is nothing. I've only just begun at the far end there, maybe the first 3 feet of bed. I'm not kidding. This is how many strawberries I've gotten from that one little area. So I may not have enough buckets to get through, and well, here I am making a video when I'm supposed to be picking strawberries. I'm going to be filling, and I'll show you at the end of this how many buckets of strawberries I got out of this whole area, because today's job is getting all of the strawberries picked, and the blackberries and the blueberries. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And like I said, down in the comments below, let me know, Everbearing or Junebearing, and why. Or if you didn't know that there are different kinds of strawberries. So yeah, I'm going to continue picking for the rest of the day. I'm actually trying to get it done before the sun, not get it done because that'll never happen, before the sun gets really strong here. And then after that, if I don't get to all of it, we always come out here in the evening, and quite often I'll pick a bucket of strawberries after dinner. And then it's our dessert too. Okay, well, thanks for joining me on the farm today, and I hope you learned something new about strawberries. See you later, guys. And one other thing I wanted to add about the strawberries and the Everbearing strawberries, and the reason why I really like to grow them. It gives you the opportunity to, I don't want to say have a failed crop, but have less than, the robins keep stealing my blueberries, less than ideal conditions. When you've got June-bearing strawberries, you've got one shot at it, you've got one chance. And if it was, say, really cold and wet, like the beginning of this season here for us, or really hot and dry, which was the year before, there's a good possibility that your June-bearing strawberries are not going to produce for you, or they're not going to yield really well. But if you're growing Everbearing strawberries, you have a chance to get past that. And the last 2 years, from what I've been told, I mean, I'm not a strawberry grower, the strawberries haven't been super great. Our strawberries have both years been like incredible. The Everbearing strawberries give you that opportunity to get through whatever hump there might be at the beginning of the season. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to add.